Special thanks goes out to Ozzy Cortez for his $2 super thanks, and also to James Wingate for both his $2 and $5 super thanks. Ozzy and James, I greatly appreciate your support, guys. I really, really do. Big shout out goes out to TJ, who sent me this article from Yahoo News regarding Amber Heard and her mounting legal fees from the Johnny Depp defamation lawsuit that was recently adjudicated in the state of Virginia. Now, the court awarded Depp with a $10.35 million judgment, then awarded Heard a $2 million judgment for her countersuit against Depp, which essentially means that Heard owes Depp nearly $8.5 million. And for the record, both Depp and Heard are appealing the decision. More on this later. Now, as a side note, and I want to make this crystal clear that I am not a lawyer or a legal expert, but what I have noticed is that when a defendant countersues the plaintiff in civil court, that is usually a pretty good indicator that the defendant is either guilty, responsible, liable, etc. for whatever it is that they're being sued for. Defendants in civil court really kind of give themselves away here because more often than not, the countersuit is really nothing more than a smokescreen or distraction from the main issue at hand. It's basically used as a way to deflect their obvious guilt or liability. Well, this is exactly what Amber Heard did in the case with Johnny Depp. She knew that she was guilty of defamation. She knew that she was guilty of lying about being a domestic isuba spelled backwards victim. She knew that she was guilty of physically assaulting Depp. As soon as she was served, Amber Heard was 212% certain that Johnny Depp and his legal team had her dead to rights, and there was little to do that she could convince a jury otherwise. So she did what guilty people often do in civil court, which is to file a countersuit to create a finger-pointing he said, she said trial, which almost always benefits the woman in these cases. Now, Amber Heard's strategy was effective monetarily on the money side because the $10.35 million judgment against her was reduced by nearly 20% after being awarded that $2 million for her countersuit. But the strategy failed miserably on the legal side because the jury saw right through this ruse because they ruled that Amber Heard acted with malice when defaming Johnny Depp, which is key component number one in terms of Amber Heard possibly facing bankruptcy. Heard had two homeowners insurance policies, one with Travelers Commercial Insurance Company and one with New York Marine. Both cover libel claims. But before the verdict came in, Travelers advised Heard that they were not going to be paying the award or the judgment if Depp proved that she knowingly made a false statement. Depp's legal team obviously proved that convincingly. The second key component to Heard possibly facing bankruptcy is that a month after the verdict, New York Marine, the second insurance company, sued Heard to get out of paying any part of the judgment. They argued that they're not liable for a loss caused by the willful act of the insured, which Amber Heard was clearly guilty of. New York Marine is also saying that because of her willful actions that they should not be on the hook for the cost of the appeal either. So let's do some math here. Heard's legal fees surpassed $8 million before the trial even started. She then ran up another $3 million tab during the trial, along with over $200,000 in fees for experts, which brings her total in legal fees to over $11 million. Add that $11 million to the $8.35 million she owes Depp, and that brings the total to nearly $20 million. And you factor in that neither insurance company, Travelers or New York Marine, are likely not going to be held liable to pay the judgment or her legal fees because she was found to have acted willfully and with malice. Amber Heard's going to be on the hook to pay this tab on her own. I'm still not done. Remember when I told you earlier that she is appealing the verdict? Well, that appeal is reportedly going to cost her another estimated $4 million in lawyer fees. So now she's looking at over $15 million in legal fees, which, by the way, would be the most expensive libel action in U.S. history, and the $8.35 million judgment, which brings Heard's total to nearly $24 million. Now, under normal circumstances, $24 million, while a substantial amount of money, is usually not a problem for an actress of Amber Heard's notoriety. But Heard's net worth is only $6 million, which is a measly 25% of her total bill. And this is why she could possibly be facing bankruptcy. And I feel not 1 ounce of pity for Amber Heard. This woman abused and defamed Johnny Depp, which led to him being canceled, which could have cost him hundreds of millions of dollars. Not only that, Hollywood studios had blacklisted him, So he wasn't going to get any work anytime soon had he never sued his ex-wife for defamation. Amber Heard is being made an example of, and she is 194% responsible. She was a bad wife who cheated on Johnny Depp and treated him like garbage, but that wasn't enough for her. Oh, no. She wanted to bury this guy with lies and deceit, and it blew up in her face. And now she's trying to save face with this sham appeal to make everyone believe that she is maintaining her innocence in the matter. Now, a lot of you guys out there will say that karma got the best of Amber Heard, and you would be wrong. Karma is not the reason Heard may go broke. She might go broke because Depp knew he was innocent and had all the proof to back it up. Guys, this wasn't karma. This was cause and effect. If you lie on a man and he has proof that you're lying, you're going to get got. And that has nothing to do with karma. This is exactly why Manosphere Highlights Daily's message is protect yourself at all times. And Johnny Depp is a living example of why men should always record every interaction you have with a woman. Well, Donovan, what about you? Do you record every action with Devin? You're goddamn right I do. I have cameras in every single room of our townhouse. Upstairs, downstairs, in the kitchen, and in the gym that records both audio and video. I love Devin to the moon and back, guys. Please believe. But don't think for 1 second that I don't know that she is capable of pulling the same bullshit that Amber tried on Johnny. It's not likely that Devin would do something like this, but there are no guarantees in life. Be sure to tune into the hashtag How to Relationship podcast on Saturday and Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. And if you like this format, send your boy a super thanks like my guys Ozzy and James. Thanks for watching.